Welcome back to knitting, and to be at this stage you will have started to knit your sleeves into the body, adding in the stitch markers, and you'll have done your 2 rounds of stockinette stitch. That's just that normal stitch, the knit stitch, and then we're going to start doing our decreases for our shoulders. So on our next page our instructions are: work the SKP decrease. So what that means is we slip 1 stitch, we knit 1, and then we pass the slip stitch over the knit stitch. Then we work the last 3 stitches before the next marker, knit 2 together. So I will show you what this means. So I'm just going to get to my marker, because I was 1 stitch away so that it wasn't going to fall off. So I'm here at the beginning of my row, my sleeve's here, this is my very first marker, and so I'm going to do this decrease, the SKP decrease, slip 1 and then knit and then pass slip stitch over. So what we do is we slip a stitch over to that needle, we haven't knitted it, we knit this one, and then we pass the slip stitch over and let it go. And so that decreases 1 stitch for us. And now the next instruction is work to the last 3 stitches before the next marker, and then we knit 2 stitches together. So I'm going to knit all the way to our next marker. So here we are, 3 stitches before the marker, and our instructions say work to the last, a bit lower, work to the last 3 stitches before the marker, knit 2 stitches together and then knit 1. So I knit 2 stitches into 1 stitch. I'll just repeat that. So 1, 2 stitches. I go in the bottom and just knit them all into 1 stitch and then knit 1 stitch. And now it says, repeat star to star 3 more times. So the first star's here and our second star's here. So what that means, in essence, is that every time we come up to a marker, before the marker we do our 2 together in 1, and then after the marker we do our slip, knit, pass over. So each time you come to a marker you will be losing 2 stitches, one from the arm side and one from the body side, so it kind of goes up into a triangle where the seam would be. So each time you do a row you will decrease 8 stitches. So this is how many you'll have on the front and this is how many you have on the back. So for me it would be 41 stitches on the front and back pieces and 28 on the sleeves. Then when you've done this row, you do a knit stitch row. So that's just your plain normal knitting all the way around. No increases, no decreases. And then we repeat these 2 rows for me 11 more times. It says here that you might need to switch to a shorter circular needle and then to double pointed needles as you need to, because obviously that ring is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller as we go around and around, and we're decreasing stitches. So it's up to you when you start to notice that actually it's really, really challenging to try and pull all those stitches together into one loop without having to stretch them apart too much, and your tension gets really difficult. So if it feels uncomfortable, you might need to change up for a shorter circular needle and then your double pointed needles like you did on the sleeve. When you've done these 2 rows again and again and again, you should eventually have 50 stitches on your needles, which is 19 on the front and back pieces and 6 on the sleeves. And when you've got to there, then we'll come to our next video. So happy knitting, good luck, and let me know if you need to talk anything through or send me photos or videos, and I'll do my best to do some problem solving with you if you get stuck.